placed on top of each other, stacked on top of each other as it lays. So this hair, this long section is gonna be, you know, styled down, just straight, following my previous section. So I went in first and I did the purple base, just a little bit to anchor the color, help anchor my papers. And then what I'm doing is I'm starting with Disco Silver, and I'm starting that right at the bottom of the mannequin. So the edge of the mannequin's neck here is where I'm adding my Disco Silver. So I start here in the middle, and I'm doing about an inch width section. So it's about an inch height wise, I guess, up and down. So you're gonna make sure you get enough product in there because I'm gonna be melting into that. So I want a little extra product to move around. Okay. Disco Silver is my lightest color, so that's why I'm starting with that. It's gonna anchor my section right in the middle of my paper too, so that's helpful. Then my second color is this beautiful orangey, neon orangey color, and that goes on my ends. So I'm gonna cut off some of this length still on her, but I have a plenty, you know, at least a good inch to an inch and a half of orange on the ends. And I'm trying to create a line here, a very distinct line between the orange and my pink. So I'm really just getting enough color at the tip of my brush and make sure I'm pushing it in there and up and just creating a really distinct line. Okay, from there I'll do my pink. So I'm using a really small brush and just a tiny bit of product to be really precise. So I'm coming in kind of at the top so I can see here, and I'm pressing into my orange line, push that pink in there, and then just dragging it up. So I want like a really blunt line into a really soft diffusion. So that's why I'm not using very much product. Most of it goes on the line there to create a nice strong line, and then just dragging it up softly so it softens and then it blends and meshes into my silver. So I'll come back in with some more silver and start to pull that down, blend the two together. I have a dry brush here, so I'll start to continue to pull up the pink into the silver, and then really blend and blur those together. Then I'm going to come in with my blue. I pre-colored her blue as like a pre-tone, and then I'm going back over this really pretty neon blue combo I made here. So that's just going to sit right on top of that previous blue. And then this will melt down into my Disco Silver. I really only want like a very thin line of silver, if any. I just want it to get create a barrier between the blue and the pink, so it really kind of softens up that whole section from intense blue to this intense pink, and this is all going to be like really soft and kind of cloudy looking. So we're doing a nice blend from this really deep purple into our electric blue, which will soften and fade into, blur into this violety silver. And then my drama will be down at the bottom with my pink line. Okay, so I pull my blue up pretty high. That way I get a good transition from my purple to my blue, and I can go over the blue just a touch with the purple to create a really nice transition. So I have about 1 inch to 1.5 inches of purple root into my blue, and I have about 3 to 4 inches of blue, and this is obviously going to extend as we go up the top of the head because this hair will reach longer, but my silver starts at the bottom of the neck no matter what the hair, because it's all going to lay on top of each other. I'm just going to keep stacking this line in the drama. So when you take your next section, you want to make sure it's nice and smoothly combed out. There's no hairs askew anywhere they don't need to be, and we're laying it straight on top of that previous section. Come in with my silver. Go back and forth sideways like this, because that's about the width of the section I want it to be anyway. So it's a good guide, and it helps me just gently move the hairs back and forth so I know I'm getting plenty of saturation to the front and back. outer bangs now, doing a, a variation of the rainbow bang. So I've eliminated the silver blend between the blue and the pink. So it's more of a direct transition throughout the bangs. So I really kind of push the color in, wiggle around a little bit, and drag it through. Take my pink, again I'm using just a tiny bit. I'm doing the same thing when I'm coming from above. I'm finding my line, just wiggling it in there, and then pulling it up with the pink. Push it in, wiggle up. Brush to just blend the blue to the pink just a bit so there's no holes. I'm taking about an 1/8 inch to a 1/4 inch slices and laying them straight on top of each other. So I'm still pulling my blue down, so that's my length, my longest part. Actually, underneath at the very bottom started with no blue. I went from purple to pink to orange for a couple sections because there's just not enough length to work with. So when we get through the top layers, I start alternating all four. When I'm dragging down, the color I'm dragging down is the blue, just like in the other sections.